Hey beauties, good afternoon to you. Alright beautiful people, I decided to do this video because I was speaking with a very good friend of mine, and he said something to me that I said, you know what, let me just put out this video because I know how some people can be. Some people can be quite mischievous, and some people are maybe they interpret things differently, not out of mischief. It's just their own maybe how the video, sometimes the message intended was not the message that was decoded, meaning the receiver didn't receive it the way that the messenger intended for it, the encoded message to be decoded. All right, so I did a video as it relates to the Indians that came to Jamaica and nobody seemed to know about it. That is what the message was promulgated by the media, and it just seemed quite sinister in a sense. But I said to myself, because I was stressing on the fact that the Indians came, they were scattered at some sections of our island, I think, well, predominantly in the Kingston area. I didn't get any impression that they went anywhere outside of Kingston. And how it was presented is as though they're saying, oh, the remand centers are filled up, so we had to put them at a 4-star hotel. So that's very odd. I mean, remand versus 4-star. It's not like you hear a remand center versus maybe an ordinary hotel. And it's notwithstanding, or I should say, nevertheless, I'm not saying that a person can't stay at a 5-star hotel. The impression again that is given as though we would have to stand the cost for it. So that is the point I'm making. Not that they're beneath staying at a 4-star or 5-star hotel. And my friend said, Toni, and it kind of reminded me of, he didn't say the word appreciate it. He said he didn't agree with me the video because it kind of reminded him of how the white supremacists view black people who are making it in life, who are striving for greatness. It's as though we're beneath greatness. And I said, I don't want to ever promulgate a message where I'm seemingly prejudiced. I can't say the word. Well, a man gave a very good definition of racist. They say, unless you're superior, you really can't be racist. Unless you hold some sort of a beating stick over another race or ethnicity, you really can be prejudiced. But racist, is in the power of those who are the owners and the means of production, who control things. I know what they're saying, but I'm still putting this in. I'm not racist against anyone. I love all. Mind you, each ethnic group has the right to look out for their own first. So the white has the right to look out for the white, the black has the right to look out for the black, the Chinese has the right to look out for the Chinese, the Indians have the right to look out for the Indians, and so on first. But it doesn't mean that looking out for their own means that they put down another race. There's a major difference. You follow? So I don't have a problem with that. But for me, as this white woman says, this elderly white woman, I don't know if she's still alive or whatnot, she said there's only one race, which is a human race. And that's always been my mindset. So I wasn't coming from a place. I'm saying this. I told him that I'm going to make a video on it, coming from a place of the integrity behind it, the ethics behind it. It wasn't so much because they were Indians. If they were black Americans or black Africans or just black Europeans, if there were white people, if there were Chinese, if the video that I made initially, I would have made this a similar video. In other words, what you heard me said in the other one, I would have said the same. Even if it was a set of black people coming, it wasn't so much their race, the complexion or their ethnicity. It was a principle behind it, and the fact that people were able to come on our shores, where the impression that is given, like nobody knew, no government official, no one knew. They didn't have enough place at the remand to put them, and yet they put them at a 4-star. You see the comparison between a remand and 4-star? Yes, so you wouldn't get the impression that they're paying out of their pockets. So it just seemed very sinister, and it would affect us as Jamaican people. So I'm making this video so that I am not coming from a place of prejudice or racism or whatnot. Please note that it's just the people or the principle behind the entire saga. All right, so I said I would clear that up because, as I said, some people it's not necessarily that some people just decode the message wrong, not willfully, but it's how they understood it. But some people are mischievous. They understand what people mean, but they just want to create slander, create discord and disunity and something that is not harmonious. All right, but I'm glad my friend pointed out to me, because this is a far more educated person than I am, and he understands life and things, and I said, all right, I'm going to make a video and perhaps remove that one. So, but I want you to understand the principle. So it is really that I don't want the Jamaican people to be affected financially, because you know what we're going through, and we cannot take a morsel more of any financial difficulties. Not a morsel more. We need more money. I saw an article, I have to mention this. I saw an article that it's almost like it says, I'm paraphrasing, I could be wrong, like people are it's not that people are flocking Jamaica, but people are talking, it's almost like people are talking and saying, boy, people are paid well in Jamaica. I remember seeing it. I'm going to find that article and look at it and read why they came up with that. All right, because I don't like to just talk off the top of my head or misquote anything. But it tantamounts to the subject line, Jamaicans are paid well. That is so, yeah, basically. And I smiled to myself and I said, boy, the more things change, the more they remain the same. The more they remain the same. We just live in a fantasy land. I remember when Dion Jackson Miller was speaking with the Minister of Finance in 2023. I think it was in May. I think it was May 2023. And they were talking about, she was talking about the regular Jamaican people in the public sector force that are just struggling financially. And he was showing about the whole restructuring of the compensation package and how people were getting paid from this to that. And she said, no, I know that the people in management, most of them, they're getting a good salary. We're talking about the lower level staff, which are the majority. We're not talking, and he kept showing the placards. So I'm confused. Is it that it's on the cohort or this control group that was studied to say that they're well paid? Was it on the ones who got 100%, 200%, 300%, the politicians? Or was it on the management in certain public sector spheres that got a significant increase in their salaries? Because it could not have been on the ordinary Jamaican. It could not have been well paid. Unless my understanding of well paid is basically off. Years ago, a very prominent and popular minister had said, years long before COVID even, before we even knew that something named COVID existed. Years. It was even somewhere before where I'm working now. And the individual said anybody earning, and I'm just putting it, this way for you to understand, basically $500,000 per month. Whether gross or net, either of the two, one will still be beneficial than the other. But I think the person was talking net, gross. Net is which one before? Net is the one before tax, no? Yes. Our net is after. Gross is before tax, sorry. Right? I think the person was, this was long before COVID, but let us say it was even net. If it was even net and you think about the regular deductions, the person probably would be pulling home if it's, you say 500, not the exact 500 and so maybe 400,000, perhaps. I'm just saying that. $400,000. Huh? And you said they're scraping. They're scraping. So, and so if that minister can say that, and a lot of people have that belief system, where is it that I know that even until today, there are people who are not even earning 300,000 in the majority. There are people who are not 400 plus 500. 400. You have people who are educated like myself, masters and so on, competent, able, can't pull in a certain salary. It's for the select few. So I need to find that article again. I chuckled. I just skipped past it, to be honest. When I saw it, I said this looked like a comedy hour. I thought it was a comedy hour, and so on. So I just said to myself, I don't know if I should read this nonsense, but maybe I should. Sometimes you have to just read the madness, yeah? Not let the madness get in you. You just have to read the nonsense and the madness. Because people are not doing well. People are not just crying out foolishly or greedily, They are not doing well financially for the most part. For the most part, I don't know how it is that they're basically well paid. Oh God, what a web we weave when we try to deceive. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this.